So what up, everybody? Today I want to share with you guys 4 lock builds that some of which I ran into in season 1. If you're having trouble making friends and you want to, make a lock build that you think you can get on a team with, one of these might fit the bill for that. And on top of that, I want to share with you guys the difference between a corner lock and a bucket lock. And a lot of you guys think you're a two-way. Everybody thinks they're a two-way. Guards always say there are 2 ways. Everybody's a 2-way. But I'm talking about a true bucket, a guy that can get a bucket and play lock still. So we're going to take a look at 4 builds. I ran into a bunch of this kind of stuff throughout the season 1, and we're going to take a look at it. So we're going to dive in. I'm going to try to move myself out of the way from time to time so I'm not blocking the screen. And keep in mind, guys, I just got out of a stream on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me over there as well, definitely check me out on Twitch. I love streaming over there. I'm gonna probably start doing some dual streams. So the first build, and I'm gonna try to do this under 30 minutes. This is your traditional lock build. This is the one that I've seen. I think everybody has this one. And why do I even want to talk about lock builds? I run into them all the time because I run point. So since I'm running into locks all the time, I feel qualified to talk about the kind of locks that give me the most trouble. But this one right here is by far the standard 6'4" lock that everybody seems to be making these days. Hall of Fame immovable enforcer. This is a lock that's gonna sit corner, y'all. This is the corner lock. He's not really attempting to get a bucket unless he gets an open backdoor cut. If he's out on a fast break. He's not here to catch lobs either. Like, I've run with guys that make locks like this one. This one's a really good one if you're really just trying to play defense. Notice the speed, the agility, and the strength. The strength is incredible for a build like this. And yeah, if you want to make a build like this, to each his own, I would prefer to run with more bucket locks. I know you're thinking of 2 ways. Some people say this is a 2-way, right? Because he's got an 86 3-point shot, or he's like a 3 and D, right? But I can't give him the ball when the primary lock is on me and ask him to cook the little 5'9" that's trying to hide away on defense. So there's a lot of that situation. These builds are designed for 5v5 and 3v3. So if you like this build, I'm gonna disappear real quick. This is a solid build. This is the build you guys see most of the time from a lot of different YouTubers and or comp players. This is the guy I've been running into a lot, right? Right around 66 interior, you do have the ability to kind of break up interior buckets, layups and things like that. 68 block gives you high flying denier. This is a 6'4" player that can hang with the little guy running behind screens, all right? And when we finalize the build, we get shades of Alex Caruso, Doug Christie, Herbert Jones, and we get your standard 3 and D 2-way guard, right? 3 and D 2 guard. All right. The next lock that I would strongly consider, right? This is one that I would consider making for myself. 6'4", 220 pounds, 6'10" wingspan. Let me jump back on cam. These are season 2 locks. You know what I'm saying? These are builds that are made for season 2. This is a point guard, 6'4", 220 pounds, 6'10" wingspan. And take a look at this one. This one is, now we're breaching into that bucket lock category, right? That first one was a corner lock. This is definitely a bucket lock, right? You have the ability to score inside with an 80 driving dunk and a 77 lay. And trust me, on my primary build, a 77 lay is actually really good. I use it. I get a lot of lays with it. I just suggest using the Derrick Rose layup package. It looks bad in the animations, but when you're playing with it, he's got a lot of great layups, so you can get away with that. 84 3-point shot is not crazy, but remember, you're a strong 2-way with this build, right? 88 pass accuracy. This means this build can literally run the offense. And if you've already hit your cap breakers, you can give yourself a 95 ball handle right? Increase your speed with ball, give yourself a 95 ball handle. Now you've unlocked some of the best animations in the game, period, the Steve Francis. So you can run the offense and legitimately guard people very well on defense. You could also apply your cap breakers to your perimeter defense and give yourself a 96. If you already like the 92 animations, that's going to give you the Steph Curry crossovers and hesitations. But the perimeter defense, if you want to put that all the way up, I mean, you can get yourself gold, and with your max plus ones, you can get yourself legend, pick dodger, things like that. So this is the kind of build that you could really, really go crazy with. All right. Hope you guys are getting this. Definitely screenshot this if this is one of the builds that you would consider making. And these are definitely builds that I would pick up if somebody wanted to run with me. The steal rating is 93. You could easily get this up with your cap breakers. Give yourself a 94 steal rating so you get that Hall of Fame interceptor, or use your max plus one. But either way, you get shot blocking, rebounding, and you get ample speed and agility, solid strength. This is a solid bucket lock, a build that can run the offense and also, you know what I'm saying, play really good defense as well, on that primary guard. I'll let you guys take a moment to screenshot it if that's what you want to do. All right. This is what I call a bucket lock. And let's go ahead and finalize it so you guys see. We get shades of Lonzo Ball, Derek Harper, LaMelo Ball, and we get your two-way playmaking three-point threat. I like the sound of that. Two-way playmaking three-point threat. And again, these are just templates. You guys can actually modify this to the way you want. Some of you guys might want to lower the dunking to increase the three ball. What if you want to take your cap breakers with +6 this season, because this season we get +1 on the cap breaker at level 40. You could have a 93 ball, the Steph Curry hesitations, an 88 pass accuracy, right? Or you have an 89 three ball and have a 94 steal interceptor. This is a very, very solid. This looks very, very similar to my current build. It's just the dunk rating's a little lower, right? Go with a lower dunk rating, but it's still just like my current build, right? And then throughout the season, just put your lightning launch on Hall of Fame with the max +1, and you're going crazy out there. Playing good defense, you got high steals, you can still do a lot, all right? So that's that, right? That's a bucket lock. I spent a little bit more time on that one because that's the one that I really, really like. In fact, I might make that one. We'll see though. Might be season 3. The next lock that I want to share with you guys, the 3 and D2 guard. It's another 3 and D2 guard at 6'4", right? But this one's not just sitting corner. This is another bucket lock, but in this one is inspired by my boy Lotto. So big shout out to my boy Lotto. This build's inspired by him. I think I have a commercial. This build is inspired by my boy Lotto. He runs with a very similar build, and he bails me out when we're dealing with that lock. I mean, when we're dealing with that 5'9" who's running behind screens. This is the build that is very similar to his, that he utilizes, to mitigate those shots that are going up. You got decent speed, but you got really good agility, 91 strength, Hall of Fame strong handle, Hall of Fame immovable enforcer. All right, max +1. That's a tier 2. You get that at level 15 or something. So you could get that to be legend and just lock him up. He's got offensive rebounding, a 96 steal rating. I mean, this is God mode right here, y'all. This is God mode level. You can add your cap breakers here and have legendary interceptor in 2 points, right? Perimeter defense is crazy. It's insane. +3 here, and now you have a legendary. You have Hall of Fame pick dodger, tier 1 max +1, legendary, and just run off those screens. You can pass the ball, but this is what you call a bucket lock shooter though. This is your 3-and-D bucket lock, right? What I mean by a bucket lock is you're not just sitting corner. You're somebody that when I'm on offense and the super lock is on me and you're playing threes and the little 5'9" is guarding you in the corner, I can give you the ball where you're on a build like this. And then you could just cook them. You could just cook them, right? You're the bailout in this situation. 89 3 ball. I mean, damn, there's not a lot you can do wrong with this build, y'all. So this is a really solid bucket lock 6'4" build. And we got shades of Doug Christie, Derek White, Alex Caruso. These are all guards, obviously. And this is a 3-and-D2 guard. This is the one that my boy, this is very similar. I made the modifications that I made was I added standing dunk because he was missing a lot of standing dunk. I wanted to be able to make sure that he can get under the rim and get a dunk under the rim. That was a big change. And I think I made a couple other modifications like a higher free throw. This is a rec build, y'all. If you have a build like this in the rec center, you're everybody's best friend. You're knocking down threes, you got handles, and you can play excellent defense. So this is a solid build, right? The last lock I want to share with you guys. This one I'm going to call the lanky lock. This is a 3-and-D2 guard, but look at the height. We are at 6'8", 220 pounds with a 7'4" wingspan. You really can't go wrong with this one. Look at the perimeter defense on a 6'8" build. This build is 6'8". Everybody's making 6'4s, right? 6'4". Look at this. You're 6'8". Look at the space you're taking up with a 95 steal rating, right? 96. You get your cap breaker.
Oat milk shaken espresso.
Let's see if I can edit out this
creamy oat
commercial
milk and spiced apple flavors. It's an icy crisp sip you can
We're gonna
enjoy
take a quick break
all
during the
autumn long.
commercial.
Order ahead on the Starbucks app.
You don't have to worry about speed so much.
That's fall calling.
Hold on, we're
And
gonna
the
talk
pumpkin
about it.
spice latte
I
is
just don't
back
like
at
these commercials
Starbucks
getting in the way.
from that
In fact, I'm gonna reduce the sound until we get off of that. So, with this build, you don't worry about speed as much. Even though 85 speed, 83 agility, 85 strength, that's still really good speed for a build at 6'8". But let me tell you why. When you're 6'8", you take up more space. You just take up more space. So you're not necessarily, facing the screener all the time with a build like this. But you can also work in the pick and roll. So when they do pick and roll with you, you actually have a chance at stopping the center from scoring. You're 6'8", you could be a problem with that, right? 86 ball handle, that's crazy. Like, you could dribble with this build, get to the cup. That little 5'9" that's guarding you in the corner has no chance against a build like this, right? So this is another build that is a solid lock build. I've seen this guy. I ran against somebody who had a build like this in the rec center. He kept on getting steals in the passing lanes. Builds like this are just annoying, right? They're just annoying to see. But he's got some pretty damn good speed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is another one that I would be more likely to make, I don't know, season 4, season 5. After I've nailed down the jump shooting, maybe I would modify some things to make the shots a little bit better. But a 7'4" wingspan, I mean, man. In fact, you can make it a little smaller, but I don't want to go too below the threshold to have a chance at 97 glove. You know what I'm saying? Or to have that glove at 97. So anyway, when we finalize this build, this is a 6'8" build with a 93 and a 95 perimeter and steal rating. That's just crazy. That's crazy. And he's got max wingspan too. That's insane. Shades of Doug Christie, Herbert Jones, Alex Caruso. And what are we working with? 3-and-D2 guard. I wish they had different names for some of these builds, considering the different heights. But I've given it my own personal names. If they let me make names in this game, I'm calling this, I call this the lanky lock. You know what I'm saying? This one's lanky. Got that 7'4" wingspan. Let's see. Can you even go any higher than that? you can't even go any higher than that, right? You can't even go any higher than that. So I call this the lanky lock because your super long arms, crazy steal rating, you're just gonna take up a lot of space. And if you're playing in a 3-2 zone and you're 1v1ing the ball handler, you can catch up to him. You got enough strength to slow him down, and you can chase him down with a 68. And yeah, you could definitely even ISO for yourself at times. So this is a lanky lock. I'm cooking with the 6'9" Scottie Pippen. I like that. That's what's up. I like that. So yeah, guys, I want to keep this short because I got some editing to do. I'm going to try to chop this vid up a little bit. Let me see if I got them sounds popping again. Oh yeah, got the beats going. So yeah, we've got 4 builds for you guys. I'll do my best to edit this a little bit later. But I wanted you guys to see these 4 builds. I ran into these guys, right? I ran into at least 2 of them. This one primarily. But that's my thoughts on lock builds that I really like, that I would like to see. If you had one and you wanted to run with me, or if you want to run with whoever, if you want to make friends, make a lock build. So it's your boy Shake. We got the lanky lock. We got the traditional corner lock. Let me reiterate that real quick one more time. I'll get big on cam and I'll edit it. But we got your traditional, this is the first one, the traditional corner lock. You just sitting there waiting while your point guard is crossing people up behind screens and shooting threes. Your job is to wait on the other end and you know, lock up the guard on the other end. But you're sitting corner with this one. This is your point, you know, your point guard that can run the offense, the two-way that can run the offense. This is the first of our bucket locks. And this is another bucket lock that has a higher 3-ball, right? Can also ISO with lower dribbles. And then this is the lanky lock, all right? So check those builds out. Hope you screenshotted them. I'll show you guys one last time. This is your traditional lock. Screenshot that if you really want a lock build. These are the kind of builds that give me problems. You know what I'm saying? I know because I run point. That's all I ran. That's for the first season. That's all I've been running. This is the point guard that can run the offense. This is a lock that can run the offense. You add those max plus ones and your cap breakers, and this is a real ass lock that can run the offense. Crazy, right? Crazy. And then you got this one. Shout out to my boy Lotto, but this is the one that can shoot the threes. And he could ball handle. Believe it or not, that 82 is more than enough. But you got that 91 strength, which is going to murder people with strong handles. Screenshot this one too. If you like a lock that can bail out your point guard, man. And cook that little 5'9", that little 6'2", right? And then finally, the lanky lock. One last look. You're 6'8", clogging up the middle. You guys can run a 3-2 zone. You could ISO. You're pretty much the guy that's gonna get ISO'd, and you're just a massive problem, man. Just sitting in the middle of the paint. And you can actually work really well in the pick and roll with this build. So you can screenshot this one too. I can make a small forward lock. We can do that one another time. Let me get back on cam. It's your boy Shake, man. This is just a quick stream. I wanted to share this with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll holler at you dudes later.